But enough of that. All I'm saying is that people that want to come to this debate need to come so with clean hands. Can I say Senator Xenophon does, and I accept that without doubt. I say to some of the others in this debate that their own conduct may not necessarily be in the same category as Senator Xenophon's. As I have indicated, it is my very strong view that these matters that are complained about should be going to the appropriate authority. I met with a young group of Mormons just the other day, and it was interesting. They put in a submission to the Henry Tax Review about tax deductibility for church organisations. I wonder if other organisations have done so, because that could have and would have been a good and an appropriate vehicle for some of these things to be canvassed. And of course we still await the outcome of the Henry Tax Review, and I won't be holding my breath that we'll be seeing that any time soon, but let's hope that we do see it sometime before the budget, given that the Australian people actually paid for it. I dare say they're entitled to see it as well, but once again it might be asserted I digress, albeit slightly. In relation to the email traffic that has come to my account in recent days, can I say there's a lot of he said, she said. My name's been used in public according to one. I categorically deny the allegations, was the email that came back. Now, should we as a Senate try to set ourselves up as a judge and jury to decide between he said, she said? I don't think so. And unfortunately, that is what we will be asked to do when we have to determine things such as whether people had coerced abortions. And can I tell you, for somebody who is, I suppose, about as anti-abortion as one can be, for me, this is a very painful and concerning topic, because I don't like abortions full stop, let alone coercive ones. And it is a very serious matter. But I recall my time as a lawyer dealing with people that believed they had been coerced into having an abortion by mums and dads who were of the view that if the pregnancy went ahead, it would bring shame upon the family. And the tears and the heartbreak were just as real as undoubtedly those that were coaxed and coerced whilst they were with Scientology. But are we going to have an inquiry into all those coerced abortions? I also know of examples where, and if I might say it's mainly menfolk, doesn't reflect well on us, coercing girlfriends to have abortions with the similar pain, the similar trauma. Do we inquire into those coerced abortions as well? Or do we say if only an organisation coerces somebody into an abortion, that that's worthy of inquiry? So we have to be very, very careful as to the path we seek to go down in relation to these matters. Madam Acting Deputy President, can I say that with these things, these issues, to use terms such as Senator Milne did, that this is a total cop-out by Senator Chris Evans, doesn't really add any maturity or any intellectual rigour or indeed any compassion to the debate. And what I would invite honourable senators to do is consider the actual principles. Now, people sometimes are harassed when they leave organisations. And I know it happens from time to time when people, to use the term, inverted commas, rat on their political party. I've seen what's happened to somebody when they've left the Greens. I've seen what's happened to somebody who was a sitting senator in this place when he decided to leave the Australian Labor Party and sit on the crossbenches. Do we have an inquiry into the Greens and the ALP for their harassment of these individuals? And let me say quite clearly, I am sure that that may well have been with people that have left the Liberal Party as well, that people have found a considerable degree of displeasure, and I dare say if former Senator Don Chipp was still alive, he might be able to tell some stories about the Liberal side of politics, that when he left to form the Australian Democrats, some of the harassment he may have suffered. Do we really want to have full-scale inquiries into these things? The issue is whether or not they are abiding within the law. That's the threshold test. And if they are breaching the tax law, take it to the tax office. Employment laws, take it to the Fair Work Ombudsman. Occupational health and safety, take it to the Occupational Health and Safety or Safe Work Australia. And so the list goes on. If there has been false imprisonment, it should be raised with the police. We do have on our statute books a crime of false imprisonment. And in relation to having the capacity for people to air their concerns, to air their grievances, can I say, Senator Xenophon, if I may direct comments to you, you've done a fantastic job. You have aired it exceptionally well. The media have aired those concerns as well as, if you like, an orange, if indeed not a red traffic signal to people, that before they get involved in the Church of Scientology, they may well want to think not only once or twice, but many, many times, given the very genuine, the very heartfelt stories of those that see themselves, and if I might say, I think quite rightly describe themselves as victims of the Church of Scientology. Madam Acting Deputy President, I leave my comments there simply to sum up as I began, and that is, we accept the sincerity with which Senator Xenophon approaches this matter, but I also ask him to accept that men and women of goodwill can look at an issue and come to different conclusions.